During the parliamentary joint held on Monday and led by both President William Ruto and Raila Odinga, the president, who looked very serious in dealing with corruption, promised Kenyans not only to shame those who are involved in corruption, but rather he will go ahead and arrest them.
Let me ask, for example, the latest Sokohuru in the Senate. Because you have to accept, by virtue of the position I hold today, I am a consumer of raw intelligence. I know what's going on. Where does somebody find 150 million? Where? Eh? Is that his money? That is money that belongs to the county. Is that correct or not correct? Yes. Let me ask you, members of parliament who are seated here. Do you, for example, know, do you, for example, know that a few members of your committee collected 10 million shillings so that you could pass that law on anti-money laundering? Did you get the money? No. So, going forward, si tunataka tukubaliane, si we are one team. Yes, there are people who are destroying the credibility of parliament. And they are collecting money in the name of parliament. And some of the time, or most of the time, that money never gets to parliament, it gets to a few people. We are not going to shame them. We are going to arrest them. Yes. Do we agree? Do we agree? Yes. Whoever is giving and whoever is being given and whoever is doing whatever it is, we sort them out. Because the reality, friends, the reality is that there is a problem. And we all know here, tukitaka tukusema ukweli, there is a problem. And unless we sort it out, we are going to destroy our nation.
After that speech of the president in relation to dealing with corruption, many Kenyans were quick to guess who the president was insinuating in that particular matter.
Na heshimiana na tunataka tuheshimu Wakenya wengine wote. Kwa grupu yetu na timu yetu, Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua, Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka, Mama Martha Karua, uangalie wote, hata ndugu yetu Fred hapa. We are one thing. Wow. Lastly, I have a statement to make before I sit. We just received information that the president wants to arrest Sifuna and other members of the Senate and the National Assembly. Ati ndio walikuwa wanakula nini? Ati wanakula hii pesa kidogo kidogo. Mr. President, if you want to start with the thieves, anza kujishika wewe. Thank you so much and God bless you.
If you keenly listened to Senator Richard Onyonka, you would realize that in as much as he was defending Edwin Sifuna, he was somehow confirming to us that truly Edwin Sifuna was involved in corruption. And according to Onyonka, the president should lead by an example by being arrested, then others like Edwin Sifuna follow. Because according to Onyonka, the president is like the head of all corrupt politicians here in Kenya. And for him being arrested the first is like the best way to fight corruption here in Kenya. And what did Edwin Sifuna say soon after the president made such particular statements in relation to corruption? Edwin Sifuna, the senator for Nairobi, came out for a blessing to respond to what the president was talking about. And that was like a confirmation to many of Kenyans that truly Edwin Sifuna felt guilty of what the president was talking about when it comes to dealing with corruption, even though the president never mentioned anyone's name. And before we jump deep into the analysis, I want you to first watch and listen to the reactions of Edwin Sifuna.
Oversight, and that the Senate exercises secondary oversight. Our biggest frustration as members of the Senate is that we have a leadership that do not know how to defend the institution. So as passions are cast about the conduct of committees, the conduct of parliament, the conduct of the Senate, you have your speaker there. He doesn't say anything. You have the majority leader, the minority leader, they don't say anything. By now I expected Honorable Chair to have a statement from Honorable Mazayo and Honorable Cheriot defending the institution and putting the record straight. Our speaker, he's nowhere to be seen. And even you, Chair, I want to challenge you, and the Senator for Kituya said, Chair, if you don't defend this committee, because this committee was specifically singled out, they say we are the rent seekers in the Senate. Chair, if you don't defend us today, we are willing to move a motion of your removal today. Because we cannot continue like this. If somebody has any evidence, let them present it. I don't think, Chair, we have ever sent you to get money from anybody. We don't send our chairs there. In this committee, there's no welfare, there's no member for welfare here, as far as I know. So, Chairman, you just know that you, as a leader of this committee, have a responsibility to defend this committee. We can't do it on our own and individually. I'm putting the leadership of the Senate on notice. The Speaker must defend his institution. He is the head of the House. Our leadership, the majority and minority leader, they should not go to those meetings to just make jokes about welfare. They should defend the institution and call out the hypocrites who are pointing fingers at Parliament, and yet we know they are the originators of corruption in this country. I thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I know you made very strong remarks, but we must also reflect that we've got the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act, which governs how unethical conduct is dealt with in Parliament. And maybe the other speakers can address themselves to that, because if there are allegations of misconduct on the part of Parliament, it is the Speaker who chairs the relevant committees, who should then call for evidence so that we can go through the processes.
The way Edwin Sifuna reacted to the president's allegations is a confirmation that Edwin Sifuna felt guilty, and he also felt so angry with what the president said, even though the president never mentioned his name. That can tell you that somehow Edwin Sifuna was involved in corruption. The president in his speech talked about 150 million Kenya shillings that was involved in a corruption deals. Here, if we talk about 150 million Kenya shillings, it was said that during the impeachment of the governor of Isiolo, Abdi Guyo, he gave out 150 million to senators like Sifuna to save his impeachment. And that is where this 150 million is coming from. So if you see Edwin Sifuna reacting so emotionally on this particular matter of corruption, he knows what the president was talking about, and he also knows who the president was trying to insinuate. So in my conclusion, if it is true that Edwin Sifuna was involved in corruption, I don't see if President William Ruto can spare him due to his stand against the broad-based government and also the leadership and the governance of President William Ruto. Those kind of things can make President William Ruto be so upset and angry with Edwin Sifuna to arrest him and just to discipline him. That is something I am seeing can happen. But do you think Raila Amolo Odinga, who is being perceived to be a very best friend of Edwin Sifuna, and you know the relationship between Edwin Sifuna and Raila Odinga, do you think Raila can use Edwin Sifuna as a scapegoat in fighting corruption here in Kenya? You can also let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and let's catch up soon in our next video. Bye and take care.